Hello, everyone. Ari Bluestein here, the CEO and executive producer of the Sports Fanbase Network, and welcome to another edition of SFBN Classics. We're sticking with basketball this week, and today we have a good one from 2020. This was an instant classic between Roman Catholic and Monsignor Bonner Archbishop Prendergast. And again, we look at the matchups here for what game we wanted to cover in the Catholic League quarterfinals, and it turned out pretty much all the games were close, including the 1-8 and 2-7 games. But this was the 4-5 matchup. Bonner was the host. Roman Catholic, of course, the powerhouse with Lynn Greer and Jalen Duren. And obviously, as the 5 seed, they were a pretty good 5 seed. So we knew that this was going to be a great game with a lot of talented players. And Bonner was absolutely rocking. It was a packed house, and we had a ton of viewers on Facebook Live. This one came down to the end. Tom Wilms and Chris Markowitz have the call.
From Dominic J. Federico Gymnasium in Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania, the Sports Fanbase Network is proud to present coverage of the 2020 Philadelphia Catholic League playoffs. Tonight in quarterfinal action, it's the number 4 seeded Friars of Bonner Prendy as they host the number 5 seeded Kaolites of Roman Catholic High School. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Chris Markowitz, Tom Wilms here, and as you can see, this is a packed gymnasium here on the campus of Bonner Prendy. Bonner Prendy, as we mentioned, the number 4 seed, 17-4 overall, 11-3 in league play, coming off an 80-40 win over Lansdale Catholic. Interesting story for them this year. They lost 4 seniors coming into this year. 2 D1 commits, including the 2-time PCL MVP and Isaiah Wong, who ended up down in Miami, and Tariq Ingram, who's now at Wake Forest. But you know what? Next man up is their motto, as they have the great mentality of seniors Tyrese Watson, Donovan Rodriguez, and the junior Malik Edwards, all capable of putting up some monster numbers.
Yeah, this is a experienced team for Bonner Prendy. Now, like you said, they lost a lot of starters from last season, but they're an older group. They were around that core of guys for the last couple of years, and credit the coaching staff. Really have stuck with their guys all season long, and they got that 4 seed. This is a great year, very unexpected for them, but they've got home court, a chance to get to the Palestra.
Oh, absolutely. And again, it's the second-year head coach, Kevin Funston, and with all that, he ends up being the PCL coach of the year this year, so certainly well-earned. On the other side of things, Roman Catholic, 15-8 overall, 10-4 in league play. Last game for them was a loss to Bishop McDevitt by a score of 74-69. One of the guys you got to look at for them is Jalen Duren. 6'10", averaged a double-double, just a sophomore.
And if you look at Duren, he's widely considered one of the top sophomores in the nation, getting D1 looks already from most Division I programs. So he's a guy to look out for down low. This is a talented Roman roster. I feel like that's the story every year for Roman, but they're young. This is a team that's up and coming. This is the beginning of what could be a long stretch of dominance for Roman Catholic.
You add in senior Lynn Greer III and underclassmen Justin Williams and Xavier Brown. Again, team with depth and youth. And we talked about that Bonner Prendy. They're a little bit older. They've got a slew of seniors, so they're basically in win-now mode. While Roman Catholic, they are young, and they're looking to surprise some people as we move along in the PCL.
They're looking to surprise some people, and like you said, you want to get those younger players key minutes against tough teams on the road in a hostile atmosphere. This is a packed house. We are sold out. It's been a sellout. I mean, it's been packed for the last hour we've been sitting here, Wilms, and this is a great environment. This is PCL basketball at its finest.
Number 5, number 4 matchup. You expect a close game? Well, it was back on January 7th at Roman, an 81-75 overtime win for Bonner Prendy, so expect more in the way of fireworks this evening. Again, trying to get to the Palestra. Everyone wants to play there, whether you're at college. Even pro players want to come back and play at the Palestra. So this is absolutely huge, a big game, biggest game of the year, obviously, for both of these squads.
Yeah, there's no atmosphere like the Palestra. There's nothing like the PCL championship. I promise you, best atmosphere in basketball.
Keep an eye out, by the way, for more college high school basketball action throughout the playoffs, throughout all the leagues in the Philadelphia area, as we'll be covering a bunch over the next few weeks. But we have a great matchup for you coming up in just a few minutes. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with the tip. Looking forward to the number 4, number 5 matchup, Bonner Prendy, Roman Catholic, coming up next here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Welcome back to the Sports Fan Base Network coverage of the PCL playoffs. Again, this is quarterfinal action coming up in about 5 minutes. Bonner Prendy and Roman Catholic, the number 4 and 5 seed. Not sure if everyone saw it out there, but the PCL All-League teams have been announced. And as you would expect, both of these teams are stacked. Roman Catholic, of their starters, 3 of them, first team All-PCL, Lynn Greer III, Justice Williams, and Jalen Duran. 2 of them are sophomores. So as you mentioned during our earlier segment, this future is really bright for this KLI club.
Well, if you look at 24/7 Sports, if you go on there, it's a pretty trusted list for the top recruits in America. And Justice Williams is ranked as the number 25 prospect on their list, as well as his teammate Jalen Duran, the number 2 right now in the nation for the sophomore class. So 2 high-end D1 talents to go along with the senior and the leader, Lynn Greer, who is a legacy in Philadelphia basketball. The Greer family, a powerhouse here in the city of Philadelphia. So this is a highly talented Roman Catholic roster, but they are also very young with 2 of their best players, just sophomores, and a lot of time to grow.
Bonner Prendy on the other side. They have 1 member of the first team in the PCL. That's Tyrese Watson, and 2 members of the second team, Malik Edwards and Donovan Rodriguez. And as you saw on the screen earlier while we were at break, they were doing a little bit of a senior night thing for their 6 seniors. Again, all of them, actually 5 of which are starting in today's game. So as we mentioned earlier, it is going to be a very veteran-laden, very experienced. They've been in this situation before. So Bonner Prendy, they're not going to be surprised by anything in this building.
And I said it to you in the break real quick, Tom. What an environment to have for your senior night. A PCL playoff game with a chance to get to the Palestra. This is a dream scenario for these kids. That's got to add some motivation knowing they were celebrated as seniors and they have a chance to advance to knock off a traditional power in Roman Catholic who's going to bring it to you. It was an overtime game earlier in the year. This one should live up to the hype. This is going to be a close ball game.
Oh, yeah, talking about the atmosphere in this building. Has a little bit of Hoosiers feel to it. Again, Philadelphia basketball is absolutely legendary at the high school level, just much like it is in Indiana. People have been here since about an hour and a half ago. There were people in the parking lot hanging out. And when we came in about 3 hours ago, there was already a sign up saying this game is sold out. So they actually had to sell advance tickets to make sure people got into this building. And it is absolutely mobbed in here. It's going to be a great atmosphere. Anytime anything happens, we've heard boos, we've heard cheers. Everyone's into the warm-up. Imagine what it's going to be after the tip.
I'm just excited. These are 2 great teams. Future stars of the game at the college level and potentially pro level going to be involved in the play here today. This is going to be a fun one to watch.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with the tip in just a few minutes as you're watching the Sports Fan Base Network. A packed gymnasium here in Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania, on the campus of Monsignor Bonnier and Bishop Pendergrass High School. Thanks so much for joining us as we take a look at the starting lineup. First for the number 5 seed and visiting Roman Catholic KLites at the guards, Lynn Greer III, Xavier Brown, and Justice Williams. And the 2 forwards, Christian Kirkland and Jalen Duran. And of those starters, 1 senior, 3 sophomores, and a freshman in Xavier Brown. And it's not a huge lineup as far as the guards are concerned. 6'1", 6'3", 6'4", then boom, Kirkland 6'7", Duran at 6'10". So he's going to be a presence in the paint. Taking a look at Bonner Prendy, it'll be 4 seniors and a junior. Oscar Doomer, the lone junior, is Malik Edwards, Donovan Rodriguez, Tyrese Watson, and Connor Egan under the PCL Coach of the Year, Kevin Funston. As you can hear, they're announcing the starting lineups behind us, and in this crowd, everyone is into this one. We've been saying it kind of ad nauseum. This is going to be ridiculous.
This is going to be a fun one. The environment already raucous, and a big shout out to Philippe Jean-Louis, who sang the national anthem, brought this crowd to its feet right before we came back from commercial break. That kid should be on The Voice, Tom. He has an incredible voice, man.
Did a fantastic job, and it's probably the only thing this crowd's going to agree on in this game because it is, of course, going to be a house divided. Obviously, at Bonner Prendy, they're going to have the vast majority of the fan base here, but there is a good section of Roman Catholic fans in the house. So a little bit of a house divided is pretty much what you would expect in a big playoff game like this. Again, the winner of this game They go to the semifinals and the bigger stage in the Palestra. So obviously a lot to play for here. Alongside Chris Markowitz, Tom Williams here again. Thanks so much for tuning in to this evening's action. Cameras at center court, but broadcasting-wise, we're from the corner, so if we miss anything, we will apologize and let you just watch it along as we have traffic in front of us as I say that. So, again, small gym, corner view, it's all good. Nowhere else you'd want to be here in the Philadelphia area, as these playoff games are probably all packed throughout the entire PCL.
Just being in this building, we got the best seat in the house, man. This is going to be a fun one. I can't wait. Two very different teams. Roman Catholic, a speedy, younger team. They're going to look to push it up and down the floor, and we'll see Bonner Prendy try to play more of that half-court style, slow things down against them.
Roman in the purple, Bonner Prendy in the home whites. As we're just about ready to get things rolling here. It's kind of settled down, except for the student section to the right of the camera. They're going to be on their feet the entire time, Cameron Crazy style. As ready for the tip, Tyrese Watson at 6'4". Well, got a bit of a challenge here against the 6'10", Jalen Duren. We'll check out some leaping ability. 8 minutes on the scoreboard, and we are underway as Roman Catholic wins the tip and settled down by Justice Williams. The chant already is defense. Xavier Brown starting things off. Nice look inside, looking for Duren, and he'll slam it home for the first two.
And that is too easy. He had great positioning on the interior, and an easy slam for the 6'10" big man.
And here comes the three ball, and it's good. Oscar Oduma.
Big answer.
And the other way, and it's slammed home again by Duren.
Two quick dunks, no question in my mind. That's one of the top prospects in the nation.
So let's see if someone will settle down and play some D as Watson drives in, puts it off the window, no good. And the rebound, Greer. Greer with a push up ahead right away for Justice Williams. Drives his way in, but he's fouled.
Justice Williams is a kid I've followed his career since he was a 7th grader. He is very good at getting to the line, drawing contact in traffic. A lot of times you'll see him finish on some acrobatic moves through the fouls, but this time getting in the line, shooting two, getting involved early on. You want to see him start to score points early in the first half.
Foul on Edwards, first foul of the entire game. That's going to be a challenge for Bonner Prendy. His presence inside as the first shot is no good from Williams. The 6'4" sophomore, first team all PCL. Imagine what it's going to be in a couple of years when these sophomores become seniors.
We're talking about a national championship contender.
As he's able to get the second shot to go, and Roman Catholic takes a 2-point lead once again. First time we've really seen a half-court set. Here's Edwards looking baseline. Harassed by Kirkland. Getting no shot clock in the high school game, so they can take their time. It doesn't look like they want to as Aduma kicks it out for Edwards. Drives his way in, stops, lost the handle, but he's fouled.
And what I like about that possession by Bonner Prendy, with the ball movement, they moved the big man Duren out of the paint. He wasn't there to guard against the penetration, so you don't have to worry about the 6'10" man swatting the shot. Get him out on the perimeter and drive when he's not there.
Xavier Brown, the freshman at 6'1", he's guilty of the fouls. The first shot's good to go for Malik Edwards. Well, we're a minute 10 in, and we're already breathing heavy here. This has been a quick start. As the second shot is no good. So 1-point lead for Roman Catholic. And right away up ahead for Duren. Kicked out to the corner, but settled down by Kirkland. Kirkland looked at by Edwards. Up top for Williams. Tries to go over top, connects, and another dunk from Jalen Duren.
Slams it home. This kid can fly. He has the size. Got to box out better.
Oh, the pop no good. The air ball taken by Duren. And he's going to ball handle 6'10". He gets it now for Greer, and he'll take his spot underneath the basket. He's being guarded by 6'1" Donovan Rodriguez. What a massive challenge for him. Largest lead of the game early on at 3 points. Xavier Brown, the freshman, trying to find inside. That's swatted away by Egan and kept alive.
That's great defensive help on the rotation to get the steal. You know they're going to Duren.
Here comes a three from Aduma, no good off the front of the rim. And Duren with the rebound. He's probably going to go double digits there. That's where he gets his double-double from. Here's Williams. Looked at by Edwards. Drives, pops, kicks it out. Here comes the three from Brown. No good. And the rebound, Watson. Watson in some traffic. Got some pressure and a timeout called by Bonner Prendy. Early on, I think they're trying to figure out, in my opinion, what this timeout's all about, is trying to find a way to stop Jalen Duren.
Yeah, Jalen Duren's had 3 looks that have each been an inch away from the rim. All 3 of them hammers in the paint. You've got to do a better job of double teaming him. You're clearly undersized. On the last possession when they got that steal by Egan, he did a good job of blitzing on the rotation. So you're going to have to send some extra men, force Roman Catholic to hit from the perimeter.
The only player on the Friars roster who is close in size is the sophomore Gaston Labaris. He's again sophomore at 6'8", but he doesn't see a ton of time. So that's going to be a big-time matchup if Labaris gets in. The way they handled that last time, again, you have Rodriguez at 6'1", trying to guard him. But yeah, collapsing on him is probably just the best way to go. Make him kick it back out and force the Kaleites to go for threes and long twos.
Hey, listen, Duren's not just 6'10". He's a muscle man. He's a good build on the inside. We don't have his elite officially, but he's a strong man. I use the term man because that's what he is, a man amongst boys out on the floor.
He's only going to get bigger. That's swatted away by Greer, but it will stay Friar ball. And the inbound here to Donovan Rodriguez. Rodriguez. Watson. Oh, nice look underneath, and that is banked home by Connor Egan.
And that's a great job of sneaking it by Duren. You drew him out to the high post and then had an open backdoor cutter for the easy layup.
Nice look to the corner here for Kirkland. Kirkland driving baseline, kicks it all the way out the near side. Nice look underneath, and another jam from Duren. That is 4 jams, 8 points on the game. It's a 3-point lead.
Look, All-Star Weekend's coming up. Put this kid in a dunk contest.
Here's Watson. 3-point lead for the Kaleites. Watson looking to drive into the trees. Kick back out. Aduma thought about the 3, steps. Now moving over Watson. He tries to sky his way in, but it's blocked away by Duren. Kaleites looking to push. Here's Greer, and he banks it home.
Saw that block coming from a mile away. Somebody should have shouted at the player for Bonner Prendy. Look out, big fella. Big man in the lane.
Largest lead of the game at 5 points for Roman Catholic. Bonner Prendy with possession. Tyrese Watson, top of the key, kick back out, and that is off the mark as Bonner Prendy starting off here cold. Outlet now to the corner. Little fake by Williams, drives his way in, floats it up, and doesn't get the roll, but the rebound Duren, and he's fouled.
Just nothing you can do. A tower down low. You try to box them out, but there's 2 men down there for Bonner Prendy. Can't do anything against the strength of Duren.
Well, non-shooting foul, so they'll inbound. That's going to be against Aduma, by the way. Cleanly played game so far. We're more than halfway through this first quarter, only 3 fouls. Williams looks to drive, kicks it out. Another big slam from Duren.
Duren has more dunks today than most kids have in their entire high school and college career. 5 slams in just under 5 minutes of play.
Got to put a body on him, make him shoot from the outside or kick it out. As here's Edwards. He kicks it out now for Watson. Looking to back his way in, drives him, and the foul called. No, it's going to be a walk. Good defensive work by Kirkland, just reaching in and slowing him down.
And Bonner Prendy starting to feel the pressure. The size of Roman Catholic intimidating. It's forcing Bonner Prendy to rush their half-court sets. They're forcing a lot of shots and making some unwise decisions leading to turnovers right now.
7-point lead for Roman Catholic. 4 or 5 matchups in any 8-team tournament. Usually tight. It's exactly what we expected as the floater is in and out, no good by Greer, and he gets the putback and the foul.
Lynn Greer, he's kind of overshadowed on this roster. A first-team PCL player as a senior. He's just got so much talent around him. You forget he could get to the rack, create his own shot. He likes to distribute on this roster, but a very talented player with D1 offers. Going to be exciting to follow where he goes over the next couple of years.
Connor Egan is guilty of the foul. Greer will head to the line. 3rd foul of the half as 3-point play does not go. And the rebound, Edwards. Rodriguez looking to find space inside. Kick back out for Watson. Watson looks to drive in. Nice fake. Oduma for three. No good. And the rebound once again, Duren. Talk about a motivated young man. Jalen Duren. 10 points, at least 4 rebounds, and a big block as losing the handle. And a foul called. And again, the advantage that Bonner Prendy has, even though they're down by 9 here, this is their building. Their fans are behind them. They can get some momentum, and they can kind of ride that wave the rest of the way to get back into this contest.
Exactly. That if they could just get a run going, they'll get the crowd behind them. But you got to credit Roman Catholic. You want to get out to a big start if you're the team on the road. Keep the crowd as silent as possible in the early stages of the ballgame.
Friar possession as it's kicked out. Now for the three from Egan. No good. As again, the Friars cold from the field.
Egan rushed that one, had a great look, but just took too long to get it off.
Oh, Greer gets his own rebound and kicks it out. Here comes a three, and it is no good. And this time the rebound to Edwards. Edwards looks to push up ahead for Egan. Egan, a nice kick, and a tip and slam and the foul. As Watson goes down awkwardly, the foul will be against Williams. We're right underneath that basket. That looked like all ball from here.
Yeah, looked like he got the ball first. I think it's the way that Watson fell to the floor, kind of manufactured it. That's close.
The foul against Williams, that'll be his first. And Tyrese Watson, a 6'4 senior, will head to the line. And he's able to get the first one to go. That is the second or third attempted jam from the Friars that have been thwarted either by foul or by block. Trying to match the Kaolites at their own game of power underneath the basket. Second shot is good. $15-8's our score. 7-point lead. Drive inside the paint. Floater is good from Justice Williams.
And that's what makes Williams so talented. He's a 6'4 guard who can put it on the floor and pull up with some floaters in the paint. An acrobatic finisher who can also get a shot to fall from mid-range.
Back to a 9-point lead for Roman Catholic. Being led by Jalen Duren with 10. As here's a corner three from Tyrese Watson.
Good shot in rhythm for Watson. For Bonner Prendy, you have to be ready to catch and shoot quickly. This is a Roman Catholic team that can close out in a hurry.
Nasir Lett fresh into the game. Tries to go inside for Greer. Greer back for Lett. And around for Williams. Forcing on the outside is Greer. Looked like it was partially blocked, and he gets it to go. The three.
Lynn Greer having a big ball game. 7 points now for Roman Catholic. And when he has a shot going from distance, watch out.
No good from Egan. We're down to a minute to go. The long outlet pass is deflected. And it's back to Roman Catholic going on D. Struggling through. Here's Egan. Kicked out. Edwards for three. It's off the front of the rim. Rebound. Bonner Prendy taken over by Oduma. He floats it up. No good, but he'll head to the line.
And a beautiful shot fake. Well executed by Oduma to get Greer into the air. And once your defender is airborne, all you have to do is lean that shoulder into him, draw the contact, you're going to the stripe.
So Oscar Oduma will head to the line. He's got 3 points on the game. It's a 9-point lead for Roman Catholic.
And keep in mind, that's the second foul of the day for Greer, so he might have to sit now for a few minutes in the first half.
That's something you might want to think about going inside against Duren. But Duren is so athletic that he does a very good job of avoiding fouls. He doesn't have any so far. As coming out of the game is Greer. Actually, Edwards is coming out, and looks like that is Ruley who's in. Kobe Ruley, the 6-foot senior. Second shot is good. He's at the 5 points, and it's a 7-point deficit for Bonner Prendy. Oduma out. James Weldy in for the Friars. And Xavier Brown will take it over the timeline. Be looked at by Ruley. And it looks like they are actually doubling Duren right now in this kind of a modified 2-3. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. If you can take a look at it down low, both Watson and Weldy, as Weldy actually streaks away, but they're both kind of covering Duren. And it does look like Xavier Brown is going to hold for last shot. 14 seconds left. Crowd doesn't like it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they modify that zone to have 3 players down low later on.
Nice look for Williams, and he gets it to go. He's got 5 points. We're down to 4 seconds to go. Let's see if Watson can push. Watson with a long 3. No good. And that is the end of the first quarter. Roman Catholic, 9-point lead heading to this mini break. We'll take a quick break as well. You're watching the PCL quarterfinals here on the Sports Fanbase Network.
So the first quarter is over. Big-time teams, Monsignor Bonner and Roman Catholic, both coming off great seasons the year before. Bonner going to the state championship against Imhotep, losing that game, and the Roman Catholic Cahalites going to the quarterfinal of the state and losing that to LaSalle College High School. In this game, this is a quarterfinal for the PCL championships and featuring very good players on both sides. Roman Catholic has 3 All-Staters. Jalen Duran, a big 6'10 center. Lynn Greer III is a second-team All-Stater. By the way, Jalen Duran got the second highest vote count in the state, all-state voting. Justice Williams, also a second All-Stater. And on the other side, on Monsignor Bonner Friars, Tyrese Watson, the second highest vote getter in the 4A classification for All-State. And Donovan Rodriguez made third-team All-State. So we're seeing some really high-level players. All of those guys will be playing Division I basketball, no doubt, in the future. In that first quarter, the story was Jalen Duran, and he had 5 slam dunks. The Friars have not found an answer yet to stop him from getting inside. We'll see what they can do in the second quarter. It's rare, almost never, that you see a player get 5 slam dunks in a quarter in a high school game. Some don't do it in an entire career. So we'll see what happens in the second quarter. To stop the big man, Jalen Duran, we'll see what the Friars can come up with. See you at halftime.
Hi, everybody. This is former Philadelphia Flyer Bill Clement. I sure hope you're all well. So the coronavirus pandemic has really changed how we do things. And for Flyers fans, how frustrating to have the season end the way it did, as well as the team was playing at the end. But the other day I started to think, imagine the frustration of small business owners who account for 99.7% of America's businesses, the backbone of our economy. Well, my good friends at PSS Benefits have dedicated their business to providing solutions for small and medium-sized companies. Partnered with Payroll Service Solutions, they offer seamless pay-as-you-go workers' compensation. They offer retirement plans and HR services. They also provide health insurance, business insurances, and personal insurances. They have programs available to assist in deferring or reducing insurance premiums during this difficult time, and they are fully staffed to personally assist their clients. This is a period of uncertainty, and PSS Benefits is helping clients understand their options with the CARES Act, and also making sure their clients are comfortable with their portfolios as well as their risk tolerance. Throughout the remainder of this pandemic and continuing forward, PSS Benefits and their partner Payroll Service Solutions are there for all of your business needs. So call my friends at PSS Benefits. They're there to help.
Second quarter action coming up. 22-13 lead for Roman Catholic, being led by Jalen Duran. 5 dunks, 10 points. As looks like we're ready to get rolling for the second quarter alongside Chris Markowitz, Tom Williams here again. Thanks so much for tuning in to PCL basketball. Run and gun for 8 minutes is what we've had.
And Jalen Duran with 10 points to lead all scorers, all 10 coming off slam dunks. He's been a problem. Bonner Prendy with no answer against his size so far.
Nice crossover. Watson into the trees, kicks it back out, faking the 3. Rodriguez. He drives, floats it up, and in and out, no good. Swatted back, but taken over by Duran, and he'll look to push. Nice pass from Brown, and he banks it home.
And when you have a big fella who can lead the break and make precision bounce passes in transition, forget about it.
Largest lead of the game for the KLites at 11 points as the pop-up by Edwards no good. And floating up there was Durant. Great hang time. Trying to drive through Xavier Brown. Goes to a knee, lost it. Big scramble to the corner, taken over by Egan.
And this is where Bonner Prendy can climb back into it, forcing turnovers with their full court press.
Trying to drive in Watson. Kick back out. Here's the three, Rodriguez.
Ooh, money. Nice stroke by Rodriguez. Gets the crowd into it. Cuts the lead back to single digits.
7:02 to go left here in the second quarter. 7:02 to go, second quarter. A little bit of a pushback here from the Friars. They're kind of getting their touch from the field.
Yeah, they're starting to figure out that if they can use that full court press to trap some guards for Roman Catholic with Lynn Greer out of the ball game, who's used to running the show, perhaps you could get some easy baskets off turnovers and keep the ball out of the hands of Jalen Duran, who has been a monster so far tonight for Roman Catholic.
Nasir Lett will inbound for the purple-clad KLites. Here for Justice Williams. He's got 5 points in the game. Lynn Greer, by the way, who is on the bench with a couple of fouls. He's got 7 points. Now driving in Williams, goes up with the left hand, powers up, no good. Rebound, no good. And here's Edwards the other way, long up ahead for Egan, and he'll bank it home.
And that's the transition break you need. You're going to beat Roman Catholic if you get that rebound and you hustle down the other end of the floor. Good hustle by Egan for the easy deuce.
6-point lead now as an official's timeout here, it looks like. We may have a player for Bonner Prendy and Tyrese Watson, maybe bleeding. And good job by the official to recognize. So Watson out of the game. And not sure who replaced him. Looks like it's going to be James Weldy. Well, no, they're just going to get some work done on Watson. Looks like he's good to go.
They need him out there. He's a three-point shooter who could spread the floor in the half court.
A little pressure at the timeline, but they avoid it here for Justice Williams. Williams out for Xavier Brown. Good switch from Lett. Inside. A lot of hacks, but a slam once again by Duran.
6 for 6 on those dunk attempts. Just nothing you could do once he gets the ball on the low block.
High percentage shooting there from Duran as, steps from Tyrese Watson. Turnover that the Friars can't afford.
Yeah, you got to take care of the ball in the half court. When you have those opportunities to cut in the lead, you have to capitalize. As Greer coming back onto the floor, perhaps to add some more control to the Roman Catholic offense.
Has to be careful, though, with 2 fouls. But an 8-point lead for Roman Catholic. Justice Williams, looked at by Donovan Rodriguez, goes right, steps back, and here for Greer. Greer looks inside once again. Duran lost it as he brought it down, and it'll be Bonner Prendy ball.
And that's a rare mistake by Duran. Didn't need to dribble, had a much smaller defender on him. He could just turn and face the basket there, but when he puts it on the floor, it allows for the smaller guards to reach in and poke it loose.
And just a sophomore, still a bit of an experience gap, as here's Edwards from 3 in the corner.
Nice stroke. Bonner Prendy, if they get hit from the perimeter, can stay in this game. It's their distance shooting that gives them a chance on their home floor to pull out a victory here tonight.
Driving in Williams, stops, puts it up, and it's off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound Watson. Watson looking to push. Watson finding room near side, drops it off. Arduma, the 3, good!
Right on schedule. Bonner Prendy heating up from distance. This is a talented team who can shoot the ball from long range. They're moving it well, finding the holes against Roman Catholic.
2-point lead, but a foul call. Losing the handle was Greer, but it looked like it was Malik Edwards. It is Edwards. It's his second. So he'll come out, and James Weldy will come back in. Last thing that Bonner Prendy wanted was an interruption of the momentum.
They're on a good run here, though. 3-pointers on back-to-back trips. Just have to play well on the defensive end of the floor. Continue to double-team Duran on the low block.
Williams against Rodriguez again. That's a matchup we'll certainly have to watch. Greer, double teamed against the timeline. Up ahead for Williams. Drives underneath the basket, and he's shoved out of play. No, he is out of play. Might have been a foul, though, against the Friars.
Yeah, Watson was slow to get to the low block. He bumped him with the side of his body. The official's right there. It's an easy call on the baseline.
Watson's first, team fifth. Inbound on the baseline, all the way back up top for the leaping Duren. And he drops it off for Greer and settles things down.
That's a tight end up there.
Oh, nice kick to the corner. Lett steps up baseline, puts it up with one hand, side of the rim. Side of the backboard, rather. Here's Duren, gets it back and dribbles his way out of trouble. Over for Brown, looking the drive, forces it up, and he walks.
Good pressure on the shot, and what I liked before that, James Weldy on the rotation when Williams attacked the glass, forced him to have a tough layup that he sent off the side of the backboard. Williams normally automatic from that distance, but Weldy with a good rotation.
Watson takes it over the timeline. Just saw something interesting. Donovan Rodriguez actually calling the play as the shooting guard. Here's Watson. Near side corner, Weldy. Kick back out. Weldy looking to drive baseline. Lost it, but it will stay Prendy ball.
Yeah, Weldy thought he had the baseline, but Duren with the wingspan able to reach and poke the ball loose from behind.
Inbound here to Watson. Over for Rodriguez. Out for Egan. And out for Watson again. Looking to back his way in. Big shoulder barge and offensive foul.
And he doesn't like the call, but I think that was pretty obvious. You can't lower the shoulder when you're backing a guy down in the post. His defender was set. He just shoved his left shoulder right into his chest.
So for Watson, that is his second foul. But the Friars are down by just 2 after being down by as many as 11. Here's number 11, Justice Williams. Lett to the corner now for Greer. Greer against a double team and skies it into the crowd.
Miscommunication there. Greer thought Williams was running to the corner. Instead, he cut back door, had the lane, but Greer was already throwing it to that corner.
Slowly taking it up, Watson. Friars are settling down a little bit after again being down double digits. Trying to find their half-court set. Aduma. Egan back for Aduma. Watson. Kicked away. They keep play rolling. It goes now for Rodriguez. Towards the corner, driving up the 2. It's no good. The putback no good. Big battle. Grabbed here by Weldy. He can't get it to go, and the rebound Greer.
Weldy had a good look. He just rushed the shot.
Williams looking to push. Floats his way up, and the foul.
And that's what makes Justice Williams so tough to guard. The ability to finish through the contact. An acrobatic take to the hole. His hang time in the air there, very impressive.
Second foul on Egan. So you've got 3 players for the Friars in some foul trouble in Malik Edwards, Tyrese Watson, and Connor Egan. Justice Williams will head to the line trying to complete the 3-point play, and he does. He's got 8 points on the game, and it's a 5-point lead again here for Roman Catholic. Watson takes it up ahead against Greer. Aduma, the future Golden Ram football-wise. Goal at Westchester, so congratulations to his commitment. Watson pops it up to the 2, front of the rim, no good. Swatted back, that could have been a foul underneath as Ruley looks to drive. Euro step, puts it up the top of the window, no good. Big battle underneath, and finally kicks out for a 3-on-1 for Williams. Williams over for Brown. Brown, he gets wrecked underneath the basket, and he'll head to the line.
Yeah, late whistle, but looked like the right one. Oduma went for the block, but he got the forearm of Brown as he went for the shot in the lane. So and now 2 on him.
And now the bonus. By the way, we were talking about underneath the basket closest to us to the left of the camera. It was a tap back after a miss. Kirkland actually got swatted in the head. Surprised the foul wasn't called. All 3 officials missed that one. So Xavier Brown heads to the line. First shot good. The freshman, so getting his first taste of high school playoff action in this atmosphere. Good luck.
Well, imagine being a freshman starting for this team, having a chance to grow alongside your sophomores, Williams and Duren. It's going to be a fun couple of years in high school for Xavier Brown.
Here's Aduma. 6-point lead for Roman Catholic. Aduma against Greer once again. Looking to find some space. Hands off for Rodriguez. Good switch defensively. Now to the corner. Step back and drive by Aduma's thwarted, so he spins back. Staying with him the whole way, Xavier Brown. Aduma looking for space. Brown stays with him again. Nice pass up ahead. Driving through here. Watson. Top of the window. No good. But the foul. very late call, and it'll be against Jalen Duren.
And what a take by Watson. I'm surprised the foul call came that late. But what impresses me is Watson's not intimidated by Duren's presence on the low block, went right at him and drew the contact.
So Tyrese Watson will head to the line. First shot is no good. So he's now 1 for 3 from the charity stripe. That's going to be huge here for the Friars. They can't do much inside. They've got to hit their free throws and they've got to hit their perimeter shots. The second shot is too strong, so he goes 0 for 2. Long outlet for Greer, trying to find space at the baseline. He goes up hard off the window.
Greer with 9 points now for the Kaolites. He's got to go in with his shot. One of 3 players who averages 18 for Roman Catholic.
Up top for Weldy. To the elbow now, Oduma. Nice crossover, looks to drive in, kicks it back out. Egan for 3, no good, and the rebound Greer. 8-point lead for the Kaolites. Up inside, but foul call.
And they get Duren with it. Tough to see because we're on the opposite end of the floor, but perhaps there was a push-off as he was being bodied down low, and that's what draws the foul. His second, so he has to sit for the final minute 35 as he's now in foul trouble.
This is where the Friars need to take some advantage. By the way, us sitting in this corner, fantastic job by the folks here at Bonner Prunty finding a space for us. Little crowd control as well. Great job by everybody involved helping us out with setting up this broadcast.
Shout out to the fans as well. Been more than helpful allowing us to be able to see, not cutting us off.
Oh, a little bit of a walk there from Watson against the trees. And that is, even without Duren in the lineup, so intimidating to get inside the paint.
Well, he goes to the bench, and then onto the floor comes Kyle Maska, the 6'8 senior, so you don't lose much in size.
Certainly get a lot of experience as well. Kick all the way across. Step back 3 is no good. And the rebound, Edwards. Heading down to the last minute. Oh, underneath the basket, Watson too strong. The putback is no good. And the rebound, Kaolites. Williams looking to push. Crossover to the left. Met by contact. Nothing called. Settled down by Brown. Now back out again. Greer. Oh, that's good work there by Greer. Senior leadership there from Lynn Greer III. Recognized he had nothing. Let's calm down. 8-point lead for the Kaolites. Tries to find his way through. Oh, nice fake pass, and he puts it home with the left hand.
Lynn Greer in attack mode right now for the Kaolites, up to 11 points, doing everything he can to spark the offense.
Oh, Rodriguez trying to go inside. Met there, though, by Maska. 17 seconds left in the first half. 10-point lead for Roman Catholic in this quarterfinal. Donovan Rodriguez trying to find space. Puts up the 2. No good. Rebound taken by Roman Catholic. Wrestled down by Greer. 2 seconds to shoot. Steps up. Pots up a long 3. No good. But that is the end of the first half. Back and forth we went, but Roman Catholic goes into the locker room with a 10-point lead.
Yeah, Bonner Prunty had some opportunities in that second quarter to get it within a one-score ball game, but didn't capitalize on some open shots from the perimeter and missed some free throws. That's going to be a killer in the second half if they can't execute from distance and from the free throw line.
All right, we'll take a break and come back with third quarter action in just a few minutes. 10-point lead for Roman Catholic as you're watching the PCL quarterfinals here on the Sports Fanbase Network.
Well, second quarter is over, and a 10-point lead for the Kaolites out of Philadelphia over the Friars in Drexel Hill, and a very interesting second quarter where Bonner Prunty made some adjustments to collapse down on the big man. They're clearly at a size disadvantage with Jalen Duren coming in at around 6'9", 6'10", depending on who's doing the reporting. He did get his 6th dunk. He has 6 baskets and 6 slams. Again, a rarely seen sight in high school basketball. So he ends up the half with 12, and Lynn Greer looking good with 11. Lynn attacking the basket. He did sit out a little bit early in that quarter with 2 fouls. On the other side, Tyrese Watson also has 2 fouls. Malik Edwards has 2. Connor Egan has 2. Sounds like a high school. Connor Egan. Oscar Oduma has 2. So 4 starters for the home team have 2 fouls. Some really nice 3-point shots. Malik Edwards, Tyrese Watson, and Oduma all kind of trying to keep the Friars in the game with those long threes. However, they go down 10 at half. We'll see what happens in the third quarter with these 2 fine squads from the Philadelphia Catholic League. Always great basketball, the best league in America. I'll see you after the third quarter.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live for a PCL quarterfinal action from the Frederico Gymnasium in Drexel Hill. 10-point lead for Roman Catholic, led by Jalen Duren. 12 points, all on dunks, and certainly not to be outshined. Lynn Greer III with 11 points, while for Bonner Prendy, they're being led by Oscar Aduma's 8 points, followed by Malik Edwards' 5. What do the Friars need to do, Chris Markowitz, to get back into this game?
Well, you saw it a little bit in the second quarter. They had a couple of full-court presses where they were able to force some turnovers, and they were able to also move the ball well in their half-court sets to get open shots from the perimeter. So when they get those open threes, you got to capitalize. When you get to the free throw line, you have to hit your free throws, and you've got to send 2 or 3 guys to the low block when Jalen Duren touches the ball there.
Part of the issue for the Friars is they've got 4 players in some foul trouble, each with 2 fouls, including Aduma, Edwards, Watson, and Egan. Speaking of fouls, we may have another one here, this one against Donovan Rodriguez.
And that's a great play by Roman right there. They had Xavier Brown on the left low block. He cuts to the opposite side of the floor, leaving Williams as the lone man in isolation on that side.
Up top now for Xavier Brown, the freshman. Justice Williams rolls it on the ground, almost lost it. A lot of contact. Goes far side for Greer. The elbow 3, no good. But the rebound in flux, now taken by Aduma. Up ahead for Edwards, and he'll bank it home.
Good start to the half, gets the crowd into it. Force a turnover, get the fast break look. Now you got to play defense.
Back to single digits as Lynn Greer will slow it down against his number 6, Malik Edwards. Now for Williams. Williams crossover, contact and foul.
Yeah, that's the right call there. Aduma bumped him before he touched the ball, hit him on the chest. So now Aduma probably has to go to the bench to sit for a couple minutes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see him until the 4th, but no, he's going to stay in for now. Inbound underneath here for Duren. Duren floats up and banks it home.
And that's the first time Duren finishes at the hoop without slamming it home, but still an easy look at the glass for the USA FIBA 2019 All-Star.
And you're being looked at like a sophomore like that. That is fantastic. It is a foul underneath, and that'll go against Kirkland. That was a nice look underneath for Malik Edwards.
This is an area we saw Bonner Prendy struggle in the first half. Missed a lot of free throws.
Edwards able to get this one to go.
Going to have to capitalize on your looks from the charity stripe to stay in this ball game, especially trailing Roman by, mostly a 10-point lead thus far.
Oh, he's 2 for 2 and back to an 8-point lead. K-Light slowly taking over the timeline. Crossover from Greer. Greer trying to go underneath, but that's knocked away. Good work by Rodriguez. Pushing here, Aduma. Aduma stops, draws the contact. Oh, he's down hard. He'll head to the line.
And that's big because it causes Duren to pick up his 3rd foul. If you could get him in a foul trouble, it makes him play a little bit more cautious, and he has to ease off on some of those block attempts on the inside.
That is going to go against Kirkland, his 2nd consecutive foul.
Oh, excuse me. I thought they had Duren with it.
He was right there in the vicinity, so really easily could have gone that way. So Aduma will head to the line. The last thing the Roman Catholic wants here is to allow points while the clock isn't moving. Duma with 8 points, and still with 8 points as he couldn't get the friendly home bounce. Oh, tough luck there as Duren gets the rebound. Both could have gone, both did not. And that's the point. That's all that matters. As Kirkland kicked out. Crossover Williams trying to look inside, but that's knocked away. Followed up by Watson. Watson looks to push. Kicks it out, looking for the corner three, but now the spin move by Rodriguez. He puts up the two. No good. And a long outlet pass for Greer. Greer by himself, and he'll bank it home.
Yeah, Lynn Greer cherry picking there. He was camped in transition for the easy deuce.
Back to a 10-point lead for Roman Catholic. The foul's called against the Kaelites. That might go against Justice Williams. It's going to be Greer and his third.
And he will go to the bench. Don't want to risk losing your senior point guard and play caller. And that's huge. We saw how Roman Catholic struggled early on in the second quarter with Greer on the bench due to foul trouble.
Here's a three from Aduma, no good, out of rhythm. Rebound Egan, trying to find some space to reset the offense. Now Rodriguez. And he slows it down, calling over Watson, gives it to him. Calls out the play, down by 10, under 6 to go in the third. Watson being hand-checked by Lett, trying to drive his way in, kicked out to the corner. Now the step up by Rodriguez, can't get it to go. That was close to goaltending, but Duren will push it himself. Near side corner for Brown, looks to drive in. Nice pass underneath, and the foul.
That's a beautiful feed by Brown. He looked at Duren, but the pass went to Williams, wide open on the cut, and he is a strong finisher going to the rack for the old-fashioned three-point play. That is beautiful basketball.
Third foul on Egan. So now the Friars have two with 3 fouls as three-point play is completed by Williams. He's now up to 11 points. It's the largest lead of the game for Roman Catholic. They lead by 13. Rodriguez. Watson. Nothing inside. Work to Rodriguez and steps again. That might be the third or fourth time we've seen that little stutter step, thought about the three, and then move in, and it turns into a walk every single time. Can't pick up that pivot.
Yeah, and Rodriguez, not just with the travel, he's been tentative with his shot. We've seen a couple times he's had some open looks, but he's putting it to the floor. Got to be ready to catch and shoot. You're not going to have many open looks on the interior against Roman Catholic.
Oh, now the drive in once again into a triple team, but turning it away is Brown. All the way around it goes Kirkland. Outlet pass is blocked away, and it will go off of Roman Catholic. And it'll be Bonner Prendy ball.
Good defensive pressure there. Bonner Prendy has to capitalize with Greer on the bench. This is an opportunity to take advantage of the fact that Catholic doesn't have their leader on the floor.
Points off turnovers is Aduma for 3.
And that is his third 3-ball of the night. 11 points to lead the Friars. Got to keep the ball in his hands.
Long pass up ahead for Brown, and the alley-oop is tipped, no good. Rebound wrestled down by Watson. Long push up ahead. Rodriguez banks it home.
Rodriguez lost it in the air, but still had enough touch to get it to fall. And Duren on the other end, he must have climbed 12 feet in the air to try to get that slam dunk.
Oh, big pressure takeaway by Aduma. He'll drive his way. Oh, great work from behind by Brown. It'll stay Bonner Prendy ball, but great transition D.
And I love that effort by Brown. He has made a lot of hustle plays tonight. Only 3 points, but doing the little things. Some excellent passes to the big guys down low, and that hustle play saves an easy layup.
Aduma out, and it'll be Weldy in. Here's a long two, no good from Watson. And back into the game is Lynn Greer the third. Long pass up ahead for Lett, his previous replacement. Back up top for Greer. Settles it down. He could have tossed it near side for Brown. He does now. But recognize he's up by 8. No reason to rush anything as he draws the contact. Tyrese Watson, his third foul.
score on the board right now, 41-33. That's a score that's familiar throughout Philly. That was the final score of the Super Bowl.
Was it?
A couple years ago. Yeah, it's the producer over here, Sean Kelly, shoving it in my face. I'm a Giants fan, so.
Oh, so I'm a Jets fan, so it's even worse. But good for the Eagles, I suppose. Here's the
Listen, Sean, there's a pretty good basketball game going on. Let's focus on that.
Here's Justin Williams in the corner. A little bit of a double team in this zone. Xavier Brown. Oh, crossover poked away nicely by Aduma. Battle on the ground as Lett goes to the deck. And somebody traveled.
Oh.
It'll be against Bonner Prendy, and they are incensed.
And I know we don't have the greatest angle, but I'm not a big fan of that call. Ball's loose on the floor. Neither person had clear possession. I don't know about that one. I think that should have gone for a tie-up.
Well, they are not really happy in this building. Again, that's a good job by the PA announcer to kind of give it and quiet down the at least students of the fan base.
Listen, whether or not you agree with their calls, it's a tough job being an official. It really is.
Very much thankless, but we'll thank them right now. Again, there's an epidemic in this country. People are losing officials all over the place because of the way they're treated. We're going to treat them right on the broadcasters. That's out of play, and it will stay Roman Catholic possession.
And Bonner Prendy really turning up the defensive pressure on the last couple of possessions.
Oh, there's that mid-range jumper we were talking about off air from Duran, but couldn't get it to go. Now let's see if the Friars can push. The corner three is no good, but underneath the basket, Egan's foul.
A good board by Egan, draws the contact, and if you're Bonner Prendy, you will live with Jalen Duran taking fadeaway jump shots on the low post.
You know what? They did not call a foul. It is just out of play. But it's been a whole lot of fun, and we're not.
We are not. It's been a back-and-forth battle. Bonner Prendy just has to take care of the ball, hit some shots from the perimeter, and force some turnovers to get back into this one. Interesting to note, keep an eye on some scores out of town. We got games going on all night long. Archbishop Wood at the half trailing Carroll 30-28. So, look, Wood, the favorites in the league this year, the 1 seed, but Carroll giving them a fight in the quarterfinal rounds.
Gives you an idea of how much parity there is in the Philadelphia Catholic League. That's a 1-8 matchup, and the 8 is in position for a shocker.
Well, the winner of that ball game playing the winner of this one, so we'll keep an eye on that one, see if we can get another scored update as the night goes on.
Heading down to the last 3 minutes of the third quarter. Double team against the timeline, but over now. Here's Williams. Williams going to drive his way into the paint and gets it to go.
I love this kid, man. I've seen him play since he was 12 years old. He's been a talent ever since, hitting deep jumpers and driving strong to the rack from the first moment I laid eyes on him.
Kick back out now for Weldy. All the way to the corner and fumbled by Oduma. It'll be Roman Catholic ball.
Yeah, Oduma felt the pressure. Defense got up in his grill. And when you have length on the perimeter, as Roman Catholic does, it forces uncharacteristic turnovers.
10-point lead for the KLites. Nice crossover inside, and the foul as Williams gets it to go.
Come on with that take. He didn't even look at the basket. Drives in, uses his back to box out a defender, and flips it up, not even looking at the rim. This kid's ridiculous in the paint.
A monster 7 points in the third quarter so far. It's 15 on the game to lead the way for the KLites, and he heads to the line to try to extend the lead to its highest point at 13. And the Friars don't have much of a choice but to bring in some of these players who have 3 fouls to try to will them back into this contest. Williams completes the 3-point play, and it's a 13-point lead for Roman Catholic, matching their game high. And every time the Friars kind of pull within 8 or 9, here comes an elbow 3, and it is no good. Oh, big rebound from Egan, kick back out, fake pass by Edwards, drives in, and that's swatted by Duran. The outlet for Duran. Oh, tried to touch pass, but it's blocked.
Ooh. It was close to a kick ball there. It looked like it hit off Watson's ankle. I don't know if the ref saw it.
Oh, forcing his way in Rodriguez, and a foul will be called on the floor.
Bonner Prendy missing some perimeter shots the last couple trips. Got to capitalize. Lead starting to, barrel up now, snowball a little bit. Largest lead of the game for Roman Catholic. And as you go to the fourth, you want to keep it around single digits.
Inbound on the baseline after some substitutions as Xavier Brown comes out. On the baseline, Edwards. In for Watson and over for Egan. Egan over for Edwards at the elbow. Looking to get it to the corner, but tight D from Williams. Then floats his way up and can't get it to go. Rebound wrestled down by Duren. And they'll look to push as here's Lett. Lett waiting for help. Now it's looking inside. Another jam from Duren.
Too easy. Slam dunk number 7 tonight for Duren.
Largest lead of the game for Roman Catholic at 15 points. Forces the timeout from Bonner Prendy. We'll take a break. Full timeout called. Back in a moment here on the Sports Fanbase Network. 1:38 to go in the third quarter. Large lead for Roman Catholic at 15, largest of the game. Bonner Prendy just hasn't been able to pull close in the last few minutes. As here's Tyrese Watson. They're trying to get something rolling here. Again, a number of players in foul trouble. Driving in here, Rodriguez puts it up off the window.
Wow.
Acrobatic move.
That's ridiculous. Going into the trees, hanging in the air for long enough to get the reverse slam the fall. Tough shot by Rodriguez.
Here's Greer. Kick back out for Lett. Lett thought about the three. Now puts it up, and it's off the front of the rim. Rebound down by Rodriguez. But he's met right away by Greer. Great transition D. Watson trying to power his way in and gets it to go.
Look what I found. Got a nice, kind bounce off the iron, off the wild shot in the lane.
Ooh, big contact on the far side. And it'll be a block. Oh, fourth foul on Watson.
Yeah, he doesn't like the call, but he was late to get to that spot. Was still shuffling his feet when when Williams bumped into him.
Headed by Matt Griffin. Not very happy. Hey, we just talked about this. You know they're going to come at us. That's swatted away, but kept alive by Lett. Nice look under now for Brown. Can't get it to go. And now a missed jam this time from Duren. And that might be what Bonner Prendy needs to get back into this. Egan drives in and puts it up with the right hand. Long shot from way outside. Does not go. As there's your buzzer after 3. And some momentum here for Bonner Prendy. They are down by 9. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in just a moment here on the Sports Fanbase Network.
So Roman ends up with another big lead at the end of the third quarter. We did lose the video for a brief time, and when it came back, the audio was a little bit off. So you're going to have to bear with us on that in the fourth quarter. Sometimes we get these glitches, and it's very hard to control the internet at these high school arenas. Starters, all 5 starters for Monsignor Bonner Prendergast have 2 fouls very early in that quarter. And Tyrese Watson picked up his 3rd and his 4th fouls in that quarter. So we'll see if that is a factor. First non-dunk by Jalen Duren at 7:13. He actually got a layup. And later in the quarter, he turned around and attempted a short-range jumper. Didn't hit it, by the way. It's his first shot away from the basket. Play of the second half, Justice Williams, in my opinion. That finger roll where he was fouled put Roman up by 13, tied for their biggest lead at 2:30, quickly succeeded by their biggest lead just a minute later at about 1:40. That was on the next jam by Jalen Duren, and that makes 7 dunks for him in this game. We'll be back in the fourth quarter, and folks, if you think this is a blowout, stick around. You're going to be surprised at the bang-up ending that you will observe in the fourth quarter of this game. Don't go away. I'll be back at that time to talk about it. See you then.
Hi, everybody. This is former Philadelphia Flyer Bill Clement. I sure hope you're all well. So the coronavirus pandemic has really changed how we do things. And for Flyers fans, how frustrating to have the season end the way it did, as well as the team was playing at the end. But the other day I started to think, imagine the frustration of small business owners who account for 99.7% of America's businesses, the backbone of our economy. Well, my good friends at PSS Benefits have dedicated their business to providing solutions for small and medium-sized companies. Partnered with Payroll Service Solutions, they offer seamless pay-as-you-go workers' compensation. They offer retirement plans and HR services. They also provide health insurance, business insurances, and personal insurances. They have programs available to assist in deferring or reducing insurance premiums during this difficult time, and they are fully staffed to personally assist their clients. This is a period of uncertainty, and PSS Benefits is helping clients understand their options with the CARES Act, and also making sure their clients are comfortable with their portfolios as well as their risk tolerance. Throughout the remainder of this pandemic and continuing forward, PSS Benefits and their partner Payroll Service Solutions are there for all of your business needs. So call my friends at PSS Benefits. They're there to help.
Just what you want from a playoff action in a single elimination. Heading to the fourth quarter, single-digit game. It's 48-39 in favor of Roman Catholic against Bonner Prendy, the 4-5 matchup here in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Alongside Chris Markowitz, Tom Williams here again. Thanks so much for tuning in. The band is rocking, the crowd is rocking on both sides, no matter who you support, or if you have nobody to support in this game. It's just great high school basketball action.
Yes, it is, and a 4-point swing to end the quarter in favor of Bonner Prendy. The missed dunk by Duran and the easy layup on the other end keeps the Friars in this ballgame.
Possession here for the Friars. They have a little bit of momentum here. Malik Edwards. Back into the game, by the way, is Kirkland for Roman Catholic. He's dealing with a couple of fouls. Greer still in the game with 3 fouls as they try to go to him, and Rodriguez gets it to go.
Donovan Rodriguez starting to find the holes against Roman Catholic's defense. He has been attacking all night long, getting his shot to fall here in the second half.
Xavier Brown, aggressive defense from Egan, chases it down, loses the handle, gets it in the corner. The 3 is good!
A big hit by Egan right in front of the student section. They are roaring. Lead down to 4, crowd getting into it.
Quick start to the quarter for Bonner Prendy. Driving in and too strong, but taken right back by Duran. He gets it underneath and the foul call.
And there was definite contact there. Crowd not happy. I think I'm just surprised though how late the foul call was. The ball had basically hit the floor and then they whistled for the foul that sends Brown to the line.
So Weldy's second. And Xavier Brown will head to the line. Pressure free throws in a hostile environment for the freshman. First shot is good, a friendly bounce on the road.
And that's why I mentioned at the beginning of the ballgame, if you're Roman Catholic, you wanted to get off to a hot start and be in control of the game. Playing on the road in a hostile crowd is a difficult thing to do, especially when you trail in the fourth. So to be ahead, you have a little more comfort playing with a lead.
Second shot, no good. 5-point lead, just 2 possessions. Edwards to the corner, driving baseline, Egan into the trees, no help, kicked out now. Edwards puts up the 2, can't get the roll, and the rebound taken by Greer. Greer with a long pass up ahead, connects to Duran, underneath the basket, gets the contact but not the roll. Justice Williams heads to the line.
Beautiful no-look pass by Duran, sensing Williams right there on the backdoor cut. Williams nearly got the roll, couldn't finesse it, but he'll go to the line, and this is the guy you want the ball in the hands of in the fourth quarter. Justice Williams, a closer. He has so many ways that he can beat you, and he's a quality free throw shooter.
5-point lead for Roman Catholic, looking for more as the first shot is good from Williams. What a second half he's had so far. He's got 9 points in the half. That is 17 in the game for Justice Williams. So as the defense was collapsing on Jalen Duren, Williams puts up a 10 spot in this second half. The lead is back to 7. Malik Edwards. A little fake from Aduma. Back for Edwards. Weldy. Looking to go baseline. Knocked out of play, though, by Kirkland. It'll stay Friar ball.
Roman Catholic was bringing the double team there to try to trap Weldy in the corner. They got the deflection, nearly got the steal. Watch out for those surprise traps in the corners from the Kaolites.
Egan will inbound. Edwards finding space. And a foul called before the bucket.
And that's a rare time that you don't want the foul called, as Egan has a wide open layup off the pass, unfortunately taken away because of the foul call.
Foul on Kirkland, his third. Both him and Greer with 3 fouls. Greer's had 3 fouls since essentially halftime. Rodriguez looking to drive his way in against Greer. Floats his way up and gets it to go.
Donovan Rodriguez has really found holes in the teeth of the defense and a big turnover.
Oh, unable to handle the pass. Justice Williams, a rare mistake for him today. 6:02 to go in the fourth, and the Friars are slowly building momentum.
Yeah, you got the home crowd behind you right now if you're Bonner Prendy. Keep it slow in the half court. Keep it out of the hands of the Kaolites. One basket at a time to get back into this one.
Weldy looking inside for Rodriguez, trying to back his way in. Under for Aduma, but then circles it back. And so tough underneath the basket. Rodriguez drives in, and no basket. He's fouled.
That's exactly what you want, though, for Rodriguez. Put the ball on the floor, attack the rack. Roman Catholic can't stop you right now, so they're going to have to start to be more physical. You're going to draw the contact.
Foul against Nasir Lett. And inbound on the baseline. Rodriguez crosses to his left, goes to his right, lost the handle, steal from Greer. A nice settle down by Duren.
Yeah, that's veteran defense by Greer. Knew Rodriguez is the man to take the shot and stripped it from him.
Looking to drive in himself, lost the handle, then out of play it goes. I think Oscar Duma wanted the foul knowing it was Greer trying to get his fourth, but it was just out of play. And looks like they got to deal with a wet spot underneath the basket.
Yeah, that was smart by Oduma trying to draw the charge there, but that's one of those no calls where it really, the contact happened when the ball was out of play. So not much there for a call, but
no
a
harm,
smart
no
move.
foul.
A smart move by Oduma. You got to know personnel. You got to know fouls on each player in that situation.
Maybe get it in the head of the official. They always say that when you're arguing a foul or a penalty or whatever else that you don't like from an official, you're not arguing that one, you're arguing for the next one.
You're just trying to manifest the next situation. You know, put it in their head so when the situation occurs in reality, they've already made that call in their mind.
Tyrese Watson back into the game, has to be careful. He's got 4 fouls. Malik Edwards moving in against Lett. Gets it back from Egan. Aduma, they really spread it out. Stepping right into the trees was Egan. Egan underneath, nice pass from Edwards, and the foul!
Connor Egan with some big hooks here in the fourth quarter. Crowd getting into it. And the Friars have the 6th man. This is a great environment. PCL basketball at its best.
Nasir Lett, his 3rd foul. Connor Egan, 9 points on the game, including 7.5. Goes for the 3-point play, gets the roll. 2-point game. 5 minutes to go, 4th quarter. Justice Williams, another double. Lost the handle. Rowley with the steal. Up ahead for Egan. He'll go up and draw the foul, but it won't go. He'll head to the line.
And the 13-point lead for Roman Catholic has evaporated. Man, this is a hostile crowd. Gotta love it. The Friars faithful impacting this ball game. And Egan, a difference maker with his 8 points in the second half.
First shot is good. It's Desir Lett. Now has 4 fouls, so he's got to be careful for Roman Catholic.
This Egan kid, he is a ball player, making clutch play after clutch play down the stretch for the Friars tonight.
Second shot is good. Tie game.
Money, 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 money for Connor Egan. Roman Catholic had complete control of this game in the third quarter.
Greer drives, wards off, and gets it to go. Wow.
And that's a strong answer by the senior. He could sense this game getting out of control. Goes right on the attack.
Weldy drives in underneath. Kicked out. 3 from Edwards. Good!
I'll tell you what, this house is ready to erupt. You got to be careful. The ceiling might fall in.
First lead for Bonner Prendy since it was 3-2. They're up by 1. 4:10 to go in the fourth. Kick to the corner. Lett for the 3. That is no good. Rebound Egan. Listen to this crowd. No rush here. Edwards across for Rodriguez. A little bit of pressure D from Lett. Rodriguez. Lett stays with him. Looks to drive his way in. Stops with the right hand. No good. Rebound taken down by Egan. Kick back out, but intercepted. Greer. Looking inside the whole way. Draws the double. Lett steps up, steps back. Now to the corner for Duren. Duren kicks across. Offensive foul.
Wow. What a turn of events. Didn't have a good look there. Looked like Greer was trying to cut to the hoop. Pushed off. And that's his 4th. Huge call.
Greer will stay in the game with 4 fouls. Pressure D coming now from Roman Catholic. Down by 1. Duma for Edwards. Pressure backs off.
You got to attack Greer here. He can't be too tight on you defensively right now. You got to attack this matchup.
Edwards steps back. Pressure from the sideline. And a timeout called by Bonner Prendy.
Well, I think they want to talk it over. Not much movement off ball there. You got to attack Greer. He's got 4 fouls. Can't be too aggressive right now.
What a comeback. No matter how this ends, what a comeback from Bonner Prendy. Trailed by as many as 15. A number of times cut it to single digits, then was shoved away again by Roman Catholic. But finally, this comeback has stuck up by 1.
And it's just so shocking because they're so mismatched size-wise and athletically. But this team has fought hard all year long. They've been a surprise team in the PCL, the 4th seed for a reason. And this crowd really becoming a factor in the fourth quarter. Bonner Prendy should be proud of this sellout. They should be proud of this atmosphere that they have created for a chance to give their team an opportunity to go to the Palestra this season. Just a great atmosphere here in the PCL.
It will be Friar ball near side. Malik Edwards. Some pressure. Rodriguez gets it in against Lynn Greer, who's carrying 4 fouls. Watson now deals with Greer. 2:41 to go. Looking to drive.
Whoa.
Contact drawn. The 3
Whoa.
and the foul!
Are you kidding me? That might be the best play I've ever seen in high school basketball. A 3-point play to draw a foul and foul out the other team's star point guard who runs the show. That had it all. That had it all. I mean that, Tom. You find a better play in the history of high school basketball. I mean that. Everything you want.
An important play, absolutely, is Tyrese Watson looking to make this a 5-point game. Largest lead of the contest at 4 right now. Shot is no good. It stays 4. And the rebound, Duren. Xavier Brown looking for help. Goes into a triple team. Turns around, a timeout called by Roman Catholic.
Wise decision there by the Roman Catholic coaching staff, as they could sense the pressure. And this is the difficulty. You lose Greer, and he's been the leader of your offense for 4 years now. Been a varsity starter at the point guard position ever since he came to Roman Catholic. So the distributor out off the floor, you lose your identity on the offensive end.
We talked earlier how Bonner Prendley was going to get back into this game. Now the momentum obviously belongs to the Friars. What does Roman Catholic need to do?
Well, you got to put the ball in the hands of Justice Williams, right? He's a sophomore, I know, a younger guy, but he could get to the rack, he could distribute, he could hand it off to Duran, but you got to put it in Williams' hands. He's the best creator. If they bring pressure, you hope he can make the right pass, but I put the ball in Williams' hands offensively.
Williams has had himself a big game so far, especially here in the second half of play, as he's got 10 points in the half, 18 on the game. Duran's been pretty quiet here in the second half, only 4 points to 4 of his 14 rather. Actually, he has 16, he had 12 all on dunks. Again, they're just collapsing on him. They figured it out. Then Justice Williams here in the second half, they seem to have figured him out.
Well, with Greer to the bench, it also impacts the way Duran's game is played, because he doesn't have that extra distributor out there on the floor to find him. So now this alters the way Bonner Prendley can play defense. They could double Williams at the top and add more pressure to Duran on the low block.
To the near side, Lett looking to drive his way in. Kick back out. The elbow three is no good. Rebound, Lett drops it, and he's fouled.
Yeah, not a wise foul there. It's going to send Lett to the line. You got to be careful there with Edwards. Don't want to give free shots to Roman Catholic with the lead here on your home floor.
Malik Edwards, his fourth foul, as Lett, if he hits a bucket here, would just be the fourth player on the team to get points. Or fifth, rather. Greer out of the game with 15. Xavier Brown's got 4. We mentioned Williams is 18 and Duran 16. That's it. That's your scoring. So Lett, the senior. First half of the 1-and-1 is good.
Ice in the veins of Nasir Lett. Big trip to the line here to make it a one-possession game.
Still a lot of time in this one. 2:16 to go in the fourth quarter. Second shot is good. Back to a 2-point game. Big time pressure from Roman, but it backs off. Edwards was able to wait it out, but Williams stays with him. Now the double. Pass up ahead, underneath, look! But stripped away nicely by Duran. Egan tried to wait everybody out, but then lost the handle.
And that's just how athletic Duran is. Egan got him with the fake. He was in the air. His arms are just so long, though, he was able to reach down and poke the ball loose.
2:02 to go. Kirkland back in the game with 3 fouls. The drive inside, and getting fouled is Tyrese Watson. He heads to the line.
That's the right call. Watson got bumped on the head from behind. He'll go to the line. Got to hit free throws, though. This has been an area tonight where Bonner Prendley has been up and down. This is where they become major.
Kirkland's 4th, so back into the game. And back another foul. Watson, as things quiet down. First shot is no good. First time it's been quiet since the gates opened.
Yeah, and the iron on that side has been particularly unkind to Bonner Prendley. We've seen a number of free throws hit that front rim and bounce off to the left.
Second shot is good. That's 10 points on the game for Watson. As back in the game goes Weldy, he replaces Watson. 3-point lead for Bonner Prendley. And the youth of Roman Catholic maybe showing themselves, but here comes Lett, and the 2 is good, the senior.
Yeah, Lett was left with an ocean of space in front of him. Nobody near him, and he gets the easy pull-up to cut it to 1.
Here's a 3 from Aduma, no good. But the rebound wrestled down, and a foul call.
Wow, what an effort there by James Weldy to haul in the board against the huge Jalen Duran and then draw his 3rd foul.
Jalen Durant, his third foul, 1:33 to go. And the double bonus, so he'll go to the line for 2. What an opportunity for the 6'3 junior to get his first points of the game. First shot is short.
Yeah. On line, but just scrapes the front iron. Got to bend those knees, James.
Second shot is good. So 2-point game. As back into the game comes Tyrese Watson. He replaces Weldy. So in spite of the big comeback here from the Friars, Kaolites very much in this. Down by just 2. No cursory pressure from the Friars, but they back off. Xavier Brown. Back and forth with Williams. Nice look inside. Kick back out though for Kirkland. Drives baseline underneath. Kicks it back out again. And he walks.
Xavier Brown caught shuffling off the Buffalo. You see that call a lot at the high school level. Player catches and moves 2 feet before putting the ball down. Could be a costly turnover.
Head coach Matt Griffin right there. And he's in trouble. That's pretty much what he was looking for. He was waiting for the bench warning. Now he'll back off. But he wanted to certainly send a message there that he was not a happy camper. Maybe a way to fire up his troops. Down by 2 without possession. Rodriguez looking sideline, fights his way through. Now the double team against the sideline. Oh, nice job here by Egan. Had a relatively open shot, but kicks it out anyway. Now a real open look for Rodriguez, but he wants possession. Less than a minute to go. Right now it's all possession here for the Friars.
This is textbook basketball, no reason to shoot the pill.
The no shot clock, you're right, no reason. Roman Catholic may have to foul. To the deck it goes, Watson down. Out of play, Roman Catholic ball.
I don't know if that went out of bounds, and then some contact with an official and a player on the close sideline. I don't know about that one, Tom.
Good non-call by the official. They don't want to decide a game on somebody accidentally tapping them.
Yeah.
But a chance here for Roman. Down by 2, 37 seconds left. The drive in. And banked home by Williams.
And what did I tell you? That's the kid you want the ball in the hands of. Williams, no stranger to making big baskets in the fourth.
22 seconds left to go. Edwards. Looked at by Brown. Double team. Throws it away. Roman Catholic ball. Watson saying deflected. Official says no. 9.9 to go. Timeout called by Roman Catholic.
And that is a heart-wrencher of a turnover. The crowd was on its feet, getting their phones ready to record the game winner, put it on their Snapchat story. What a turn of events. Now you got a game plan because, look, if I'm Roman Catholic, it's Justice Williams coming off the screen here. Maybe play the pick and roll with Jalen Duran, but you get the ball in Williams' hands, let him make a play. And if you're Bonner Prenda, you got to send the house here. You got to send the house, and it's got to be anybody but Williams from the perimeter. Make it be a tough look for him. Let anybody else beat you. You know they're going to put it in the hands of Justice Williams right here.
I'm thinking Williams. They'll double him. He'll try to find Durant. They'll already have him doubled. Just feel that somebody's going to have to step up.
Why not Nazir Lett?
Archbishop Ryan with a 2-point win. As we listen along to the PA announcer. Great job giving us the out-of-town scoreboard here in the PCL.
Yeah, still waiting for a final score at that Wood game.
Wood and Carroll. And Carroll was up by 2 at the half. And Newman Goretti was in comfortable position up by 22 at the half over Cardinal O'Hara. But right here, we're tied at 59. A smidge under 10 seconds to go. Roman Catholic ball. Timeout over. Inbound the backcourt to Williams. Williams looked at by Rodriguez. Crosses over. Trying to drive his way in. Spins. Puts it up. Short. Putback no good. Second putback. Third putback is good. It's good. Roman Catholic at the buzzer. Wins it. Jalen Duran.
And that is a heartbreaker for Bonner Prendy. The double team was perfect. They forced Williams to take a tough shot. He was double teamed at the top of the key. It's an air ball. The big man Duran misses his first two, but barely, just barely beats the clock. A heartbreaker for Bonner Prendy, who fought all the way back.
Well, when SFBN brings you a classic, they certainly bring you a classic. This is one of the great games we've ever broadcast. What an ending it was with that lob pass, a design pass coming out of the timeout. It was Justice Williams throwing the ball up to the big man, Jalen Duran. Now, it wasn't a great pass. It wasn't perfectly executed. But because of the vast height difference, he was able to grab that ball and put up 3 shots, even though being triple teamed at that point. He was triple teamed by Tyrese Watson, Donovan Rodriguez, and Malik Edwards, I believe, were the 3 players that got around him. But all of those guys are about 6'2", and he's about 6'10". So he had 3 shots at the basket, and as you saw with 0.2 of a second left, he put that last shot in. 14 turnovers by Roman in the second half, and they overcame that. And the Bonner team, what a comeback by the Friars to take a 5-point lead after being down 9 at the end of the third quarter. Very little scoring off the benches from either of these teams. 1 point, I believe, from Bonner, and I think just 4 off the bench from Roman Catholic. Fouling out was Lynn Greer III on one of the great plays that we have seen. Tyrese Watson up in the air, got Greer to foul him, and hits the bank 3. I don't think he called it, but he hits the bank 3, and Greer fouls out. Made it very tough for Roman. Now, the sub for Roman was Asira Lett, who ended up scoring 4 points and actually contributed very nicely towards the end of that game. It was good to see him get into it. He was really the only player off the bench on either team that did much, ending the game with 16 points and 16 rebounds. Jalen Duran, who, by the way, after this season was over, when the school system was shut down, transferred to Montverde Academy. So we will not be seeing him anymore. Loved calling his games, loved watching him. I'm also a sports photographer, one of my favorite subjects in high school basketball in many years. Justice Williams will be back. Lynn Greer has reclassified, I believe, and is being given 1 more year of eligibility. Lynn Greer III, so we will be seeing him. He had 15 in that game, and Justice Williams, the sophomore, had 21. Up-and-coming player. He's a guy you want to definitely keep an eye on. Tyrese Watson ended with 11. Donovan Rodriguez, these guys are from Bonner, obviously, with 8. And Malik Edwards with 7. Connor Egan had 12. And 11 from Oscar Oduma. And the Friars had nothing to be embarrassed about. This was a great, great ending for Roman. But 2 tough turnovers by the Friars there at the end. I thought there was a foul on the first one. The referee got caught up in the action a little bit. I don't know if he saw that contact or maybe the ball went out of bounds first. It was very difficult to tell. Tough call. Now, the backcourt call was accurately called. I don't think there was any question about that. Bonner Prendy finishes at 20-5, wins over Eastern York, and another win over Valley View in the States. Crushed both teams. Scheduled to play against Bishop McDevitt in the quarterfinals for the States. That's District 3, number 2 team. By the way, that's not the Bishop McDevitt from Glenside. They have the same name. They're from Central PA. Bonner Prendy also won the city championship in the 4A classification over their counterpart in the public league. Roman ended the season at 18-10 with a very nice victory, 81-75 over a real tough Coatesville squad. Then they won over Penn Ridge. These are the state games, that is 62-51. Just prior to that, they went to the Palestra for the semifinal. They did beat Wood 83-73, got to the PCL final and lost to Newman Goretti 66-58. So Newman Goretti wins another PCL. They then played in the 6A classification championship against Gratz over at Lincoln. I was at that game and surprisingly lost to Gratz. Gratz was a tough squad, but I did not expect them to beat Roman. It was a 71-60 victory. Roman was scheduled for the quarterfinal against Methacton, which a lot of people agree would have been the game of the year. Best Methacton team in their history. And that goes back a long way. They had a 6'10" center, Jeff Woodward, first team All-State. It would have been a lot of fun seeing Woodward go against Duran. We will never see it. This season is over. No one knows who would have won the states, and it's a shame for the kids who participated but were unable to complete their senior year. And this is Jack Cap signing off. I enjoyed bringing you this game, as did SFBN. I'm heading outside right now, and I will see you next week when we bring you another PIAA SFBN Classic. Signing off. Hope you enjoyed that one.
A large amount of this crowd is absolutely stunned, but anyone who supports Roman Catholic in the purple, elated, as they have punched their ticket to the semifinals. They led by as many as 15. Bonner Prendy near the end led by as many as 5. But they allowed the Kaelites back into the game, a couple of turnovers back and forth. And Jalen Duran, first team all PCL.
Oh, now some extracurriculars in the stands. You never want to see that.
Well, emotions are high.
Wow.
Tough way to lose. Great way to win, but a tough way to lose for Bonner Prendy. The number of seniors, again, they were hoping to play in a few days. But unfortunately for the Friars, right there at the end, Jalen Duran. He was huge in the first half, kind of disappeared in the second. Only 6 points, but those last two don't get any bigger than that, do they?
They do not, and he had to muscle his way up for that one. Tough shot under the basket at the buzzer, and that is a way to send a message to the rest of the PCL that, look, this is a young team for Roman Catholic. We talked about it at the tip. They pulled that one out without their senior starter, 4-year leader, Lynn Greer. So a huge victory, and this is a team that's going to be around not just this year, but for many, many years to come.
We were that close to another overtime between these two squads, as Roman Catholic with a huge measure of revenge as they were defeated in overtime on their home court. Well, they did it right back to them in the playoffs, where it doesn't get, again, obviously it doesn't get much more important than this situation. Absolute shocker, but a great job by everybody involved. Both teams, the fan bases, the officials, just fantastic PCL basketball, and I'm sure everyone who supports high school basketball in this area can't wait until the semis.
No, it's going to be a good one. Still no final score yet on Archbishop Wood or Carroll, but whoever's playing this Roman Catholic team, they're going to have their hands full. What a squad.
Well, that will just about do it for us. I want to thank you for joining us. Keep an eye out for more high school basketball playoff coverage over the next few weeks here on the Sports Fan Base Network. For all of us here at the Dominic J. Frederico Gymnasium in Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania, for my partner Chris Markowitz, this is Tom Wilms saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you real soon.
Thank you for watching this edition of SFBN Classics. We hope you enjoyed that game. Please like our Facebook page and also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube page. And for more information about us, go to www.thesfbn.com. I'm Ari Bluestein. Have a good night.